World Homeopathy Day greetings to all fellow homeopaths across the world, and it's very nice to meet you all through this program in this fantastic day. My thanks to Dr. Pradeep Kumar Gupta of Naiminath Homeopathy Medical College Hospital and Research Center, Agra. He has given me this fantastic connection and made this a fantastic thing for me. Myself and Dr. Vaishali Bangalore had been working together on several homeopathic issues, and the most recent one was on the COVID disease, and we had been discussing on various methods and techniques and principles on which we can solve cases if they come to us first hand or post treatment in allopathic hands. I have suggested using methods and principles and techniques than taking more of pathological ideas or pathophysiology or anatomical complication, and this is the technique which I would rather use even if such cases come to me first hand or complication. So we'll see 3 case examples and how I have worked, which are actually not COVID positive or otherwise. These are cases which has real critical symptoms which nearly mimic COVID case. We will see the method or tool used and the techniques which are involved in prescribing a remedy. The method used is using bogus synoptic key. I prefer using the book proper, the physical book, and writing down the symptoms and writing down the remedies that are there in each rubric, and using an elimination method. And if you are familiar with the book and if you have time using physical repertorization, it's fantastic. Or you can use one of the website, free online website is homeoint.org, or if you have software, you can use software while seeing this program live as well. The most common formula in selecting the rubric or 3 rubrics, usually 3 rubrics will give 1 remedy. Where the 3 rubrics are not giving 1 remedy, I'll use more rubrics. We'll see one case example as well. So rubric number 1 will include either the sensation or the complaint or pathological characteristic, and rubric number 2 is the modality from general aggravation amelioration modality, and third one is 1 mind rubric. So I repeat, either I use sensation or complaint or pathology as first rubric, and rubric number 2 is a modality which is either aggravation or amelioration from the chapter conditions of aggravation amelioration in general, and third one is mind. The mind could be the nature of the person because of the complaint or during the complaint, or it could be a general mind type as well. And during the case taking analysis and repertorization, I take care to see that I verify the symptom or the data whatever patient say by trying to twist the patient and see that they stick on to the same modality or same point or same nature they described in first place, and only if they are so sure about the data or the symptom, I take it up for repertorization. If they change the data, I don't include it. So symptom verification is first point which I am very, very careful about. And second point is I include all the remedies that are present in the rubric irrespective of their grade or mark. Grade 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, whatever, mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it is present, I just take it. And third point which I am very sure about is adding remedies from the supplemental reference table. This is one repertory which has supplemental reference table. Sometimes there are additions to each rubric. So I verify that whether that rubric has extra reference in the supplemental reference table and extra remedies present in that. If it is there in that, I will carefully include it in the main rubric, add the remedies and study it up. And fourth point is, as Bogart put in forward, the repertorial totality will give a remedy. Sometimes if I read the remedy in Materia Medica, exact symptom match may not be present, then also I use the remedy and I have found it very, very useful. So technique includes symptom verification, second is adding remedies from supplement reference table, and third point is remedies of all grades and marks are used. Even if 1 mark remedy is there in that rubric, I use it, and this has helped to enhance result percentage in several cases. And fourth one, as Gogar has put in his foreword, the scope of the rubric extends far beyond the appended synoptic text of Materia Medica, and therefore if repertorial result gives one remedy, I use it always. So now we go into the cases that I have treated with a short follow-up. Of course, case number 1 and slide A is about the complaint, or the chief complaint of the patient is a respiration difficult. So the rubric given is under respiration chapter, difficult, suffocating and choking. These are the remedies given under that. Okay, so this is the rubric number 1 in case 1. This is the modality. The respiration difficulty is worse. It is always present, but worse by ascending the steps or ascending the sliding stair or even ascending in a slanting hilltop or whatever. So ascending, all ascending movements causes aggravation of dyspnea or difficulty in breathing. So I have taken this. So I am combining rubric 1, which is the complaint, rubric 2, ascending aggravation. The common remedies in both is narrowed down to arsenic, bryonia, phosphorus, pulsatilla and spongia. So I do continuous elimination method when I do manually, and now we go to the mind rubric. The patient was talking to me very cheerfully. Husband, the patient verified it, and the wife also says he's always cheerful. In spite of having very severe difficulty in breathing, patient was talking very, very cheerfully. So it was so obvious and verified by the patient himself as well as by the bystander. And this rubric I took: mind, animation, vivacity, cheerful, and these are the remedies. So combining rubric number A, which is the present complaint, rubric number B, which is a modality, ascending aggravation, nature of the person, cheerful, the remedy that came was spongia. So I put the patient on spongia in LM potency, in liquid, in water with rectified spirit, and after giving the remedy, the first discharge that came up was profuse urination. The urine volume increased as well as the frequency, and the dyspnea began to reduce gradually and become completely normal. And the patient was a chronic hypertensive patient. Even though he was taking antihypertensive tablet, the BP was not under control. It was fluctuating up and down, up and down, up and down. This was going on for years. Now, even though the remedy was not covering the hypertensive point and it was not taken for rubric usage, the same remedy which controlled the dyspnea reduced his blood pressure as well, and patient started developing hypotension, which was confirmed by measuring his blood pressure, and the blood pressure tablets were tapered. So this is an early follow-up. There is long way to go, and this was a 45 days follow-up. Okay, so 3 rubrics I have taken: 1 from the complaint, number 2 the modality of that complaint, and the nature of the person. So 3 rubric, the remedy was spongia, which not only relieved the patient from his present complaint but also the chronic complaint. So if same complaint of dyspnea is present in a COVID patient, I think such formula of a present complaint, the modality and the nature of the person, quickly we can work out even in 5 minutes, even if the patient is in acute severe distress. So that is a learning in this case, using a method, a formula. Now we will see case number 2. Patient was coughing incessantly in front of me. This was going on since quite few days. So the remedy covered, this rubric is this. So the first point, the complaint was cough incessant, non-stop. Patient was coughing in front of me, and the modality of that, patient says if I bend double, bend forward while sitting, as well as if I lie down, if I draw my legs up and if I bend my head forward, the cough is less. I asked him to demonstrate. He did that in the clinic itself, and I confirmed, yes, bending double, bending forward, drawing leg up while laying or sitting, that also gives very good relief in the cough. Otherwise, patient was coughing more and more and more and non-stop. This was going on since quite some time. So now, like previously, those who are working with the book, the rubric is cough incessant and general aggravation amelioration chapter, bending, doubling up amel. Please remember, I have used rubric from supplemental reference table as well. So putting these remedies together, the common remedies in both rubric A and rubric B is aconitum, causticum hahnemanni, chamomilla, calicub, pulsatilla, Rostox and Sapia. Now I am going to take rubric number 3, which is from the mind. He is extraordinarily abusive, scolding and quarrelsome by nature, not only after the acute complaint, but by nature. He is very abusive, scolding and quarrelsome. Putting this together, the remedy that came was chamomilla and Sapia. So now I am stuck at this point. When I use 3 rubrics, usually one remedy comes. There are instances where more than one remedy comes, where I have to decide what to do. Now the dilemma I faced was chamomilla is usually considered a child remedy and an acute remedy, usually. Now Sapia is a polycrest remedy, deep acting remedy, and for varied age group, and usually a women remedy. Now the patient sitting in front of me was a male and age 57 and having a chronic disease background and taking oral drugs, insulin, and on specific diet restriction and lifestyle pattern. So now I have to decide whether it's chamomilla or Sapia. One is a child remedy and so-called acute remedy, and another one is a polycrest, a deep acting, a chronic remedy, usually a female. Now at such junctures, there are 2 usual methods I adopt. One is asking a leading question of either remedy and differentiate. Other one is see what is clearly present in the patient and differentiate. If I ask leading questions, it's usually from my limited knowledge of materia medica and repertory. There are more chances of error. So the point is better to take what is there clearly in the patient and see which remedy covers that in the repertory and materia medica. So here I have used a 4th point, which is also a concomitant in the case with fever, with the cough, the patient was having intense fever. So the rubric I have taken from Bogus Synoptic repertory is heat, fever, burning chapter, and putting all the 3 previous rubrics and this fever together, the remedy that came is chamomilla. Now again I am thinking, should I go for chamomilla or should I step back and study up Sapia and give? Said okay, let me take up chamomilla, and I gave chamomilla to the patient because it covered all the 4 rubrics from Bogus Synoptic, and we will see the result. Chamomilla was given in LM potency in aqua dose, and now patient started having profuse sweat. Now I had a doubt. I called the patient and said, have you taken any antipyretic tablet? You are having sweating and fever is coming down. He said no. So this is one point which I have learnt long back when we were doing our post-graduation program. So he said no, I have not taken any cough syrups or any antipyretic or any syrups. Now the sweating came back. I asked him whether you had sweating before cough. He said yes. I went out in a hot sun and I was sweating profusely. I took bath and the sweat subsided, and a day or 2 the cough began. So now the sweat came back, and I have not included ailments from rubric. Usually I did a study of ailments from rubric in the totality and not including it. Comparatively, even if I have not included ailments from rubric, the remedy that came up in repertory session have worked and produced wonderful result. And if such discharges are suppressed, that came back even if I have not included that in the repertory chart. Now that sweat which was there came back, and now cough gradually reduced and stopped. Fever also gradually reduced and stopped. Patient become apyretic. There is no cough at all. And interestingly, even with chamomile, the sugar level started dropping down, and patient was getting hypoglycemic spells. And cross-checking the sugar levels, the insulin levels, we started reducing it, consulting with concerned allopathic doctor. And this patient was followed for 30 days now. There is again a long way to go. We'll see what happens to the patient in future course. So same totality like cough and fever. This is one point which myself and Dr. Vaishali discussed. Patient having a complaint, modality, a concomitant, and as well as a mind point. It's fantastic. And definitely, even patient with acute severe COVID symptoms, a careful homeopathic observer will be able to identify a location, sensation, concomitant, and modality. And with this repertory or Boger-Bjorninghosen's characteristics repertory, we will be able to work out a remedy that will definitely bring the patient out of danger, provided we are very familiar with those chapters in the repertory and we get a patient and we have guts enough to see. Now we'll see case number 3. This is a child. Of course, different patterns are there in different countries. Which age group is affected, which age group become morbid, which age group pop off. This is one case of a child. Here the child was having sneezing, very violent sneezing so profound, and the rubric first one taken complaint was nose accessory cavities. The rubric is sneezing. So these are the remedies present in that, and the modality is, strangely, the mother says if the child is put to lie down on abdomen, the sneezing stops. It's whether it sleeps or not. By taking this position of lying, then patient was having sneezing in the very clinic. He said put the patient on tummy, and the patient was put upside down. The sneezing stopped instantaneously. So this was very peculiar, and so I thought such points one homeopathic observer should be careful enough to observe, keen, and take up those points. And the remedy that came combining both. This rubric is again from conditions of aggravation amelioration in general, and the remedies are this: combining nose sneezing and lying on abdomen amelioration. The remedy is Sina. Even with second rubric, the remedy was Sina. Still, I want to be sure whether it covers the mind of the child, and the child was very adamant, stubborn, and obstinate. Of course, we all know, we have taken it from the supplement reference table also. Again, I insist, this Sina is not in main rubric mind obstinate. It is there in supplement reference table. So the remedy was Sina, and the child was put on Sina L-M potency in liquid. And the child was already having hypothyroidism since very young age, and the child was taking hypothyroid correcting allopathic tablets. Now, after giving Sina, I have not included hypothyroid symptoms into the totality. I have taken only the sneezing symptom, which is also one acute complaint of the child, and sneezing started reducing after profuse nasal discharge, which lasted for 3 days. Now sneezing reduced and stopped, and interestingly, child had lost 4 kilograms of weight in a month. Previously, child was obese, and that was one reason they could diagnose hypothyroid. So it is very likely the child's thyroid level is also becoming normal, and the case is being followed for further. Now it is a 1 month follow. Okay, so to sum up, the tool is a Boger Synoptiki. Either you use a book or a website or a software, and all remedies are taken. Grades and marks are not considered. Usually it is 3 rubric, which is a present complaint or sensation or pathology. Second rubric is a modality, either it is aggravation or amelioration. Third rubric is it's a mind. Usually 3 rubrics give 1 remedy, and sometimes a 4th rubric is needed to differentiate, and that remedy given in L-M potency brings prompt relief and I usually check for an unusual discharge and accompanied by amelioration in the result, so that I am sure I am not palliating with homeopathy and it is usually a curative, and mind also improves with such thing. And remedy selected on the basis of acute present complaint also works as a chronic remedy in chronic diseases which the patient is having, and this is supported by corroborative lab reports as well. So if you have your inputs, please WhatsApp me in this number. I live and practice in India, in Chennai, and this is my mail ID. You may please post your views as well as your doubts and your inputs on this mobile number WhatsApp as well as this email ID. Thank you, Dr. Gupta, and all the team who are working on this, and my special thanks to Dr. George Vitolkas, who is there in International Academy of Classical Homeopathy. Thank you everyone. Have a fantastic day.